All right, I'm your host, Ryan Mellion, and I'm here with Reem Saeed. Today on Blue Funk Radio, we're going to be talking about travel versus vacationing. Reem, you're a known traveler. Like many times I'll text you, many times we'll text and you'll say, yeah, I'm over here. I'm in Chicago, or as of recently, Arkansas. Just willy-nilly, actually. So
Uh-huh.
why do you enjoy traveling, I guess I should ask?
I really like traveling because I like to experience cultures other than my own. I feel like that there's so much about the world I haven't seen yet or haven't experienced. So just taking as much time as possible to explore other people, their cultures, their food is something I'm really passionate about.
So, well, what's your favorite place that you've been to in the US and outside?
In the US, well, let me start with outside. Outside, I feel like I've done more like traveling outside than I have inside the States. But my favorite outside would probably be Brazil, just because of the people. Um, I felt like it was like the most warm place that I've been to, like the most welcoming place that I've been to. Everybody thought I was already Brazilian, so it didn't really feel like I was too much out of place. But their culture was so much different than mine. So just take like being there and spending like a month there to just learn, like strictly learning about what they do over there was like my favorite part of traveling there. Inside of the U.S., probably. Um, I would say probably Catalina. I liked Catalina. Actually, no, I lied. Colorado. Colorado was my favorite place that I traveled inside the US just because of all of the nature we got to see. It was really relaxing too. So we that was probably my favorite one inside the US.
Colorado and Brazil. Okay, and those two are both very like heavily nature based as well. So you really enjoy nature when you go on these trips.
Yes.
So a lot of people know like traveling and vacationing are two very different things. Traveling, like you said, you get engrossed in the culture. With vacationing, it's like more of a relaxing trip. Do you think you go on like more relaxing trips or more like traveling trips? Like where you like want to be engrossed in culture? Like which one do you really prefer?
I'm definitely more of a traveler than I am a vacationer. And I think it was a lot really by the way I was raised because whenever I would take trips with my dad specifically, he does not believe in short trips and does not believe in resorts because that's just he feels like that's a waste of money. You could be doing that at home. So whenever we go places, we always stay like minimum a week to 2 weeks because he likes to just explore everything that's there and we go without a plan usually and figure it out when we get there. So that's really a big part of why I started traveling because I like to experience stuff with the people who are that actually are in the places that I'm going to. So I don't like to really pre-plan too much before trips because I feel like you can learn so much from the people that you're around. So that's kind of like why I like traveling versus vacationing because vacationing is really just I don't know. I feel like you're just getting like a mini taste of luxury, like you're trying to microdose luxury living, and I don't know, that's just not my vibe.
That's you said an interesting thing, microdosing luxury. So when people built resorts in these different areas, it's not really it's like a small glimpse of like what people actually do, like you said. Like when you have resorts, say in Mexico, like they only do like a couple of small things that maybe locals do. But if you want to really be a part of what locals do, you should be going to those cities and those countryside areas where you can actually do what the locals do in that area, be engrossed in the culture and what people
Yeah.
do as well. Okay. So like what's do you have like travel tips for people for that are for traveling, not vacationing?
I would say if you're looking into traveling, um, really go with the flow a lot. Like, yes, it's good to go in with being prepared and having some stuff that you already know that you want to do before getting there, but just taking the time to like let what happens there just like guide you and not really be having too much expectations of what you're going into, it's probably my best piece of advice. Because if you're going into like a different country or a different place where you haven't been, and if, especially if it's somewhere that has completely different culture than what you're used to, going in with the expectation of it being a certain way is really, it might like hinder your experience while you're there. So it's just going, being open-minded while when you go places is the best piece of advice I would be able to give.
Okay, that is really good advice. And I guess like a final, I guess, fun question. So you said like with your dad, you guys he does not plan. That's just not his thing, not his jam. So like what was the your favorite trip that you took with your dad? And y'all was just like, we ball, which I feel like doing today. So what was your favorite trip?
Okay. I would say probably um when we went to Turkey. That was probably our first, my like favorite, like we don't know what we're doing here type thing. It was really every day, just based off vibes. So that was probably my favorite one, and that was like the first one where I went to with him. That was like a longer extended trip without like any type of pre-planning. Like when I'm telling you, we didn't even know where our hotel was for half the trip that we were there. So he's really off the dome type of guy. So that was my favorite trip that I've been on, my Turkey trip, and it was the one of my favorites too. I wouldn't say it was my best trip that I've ever taken, but one of my favorite trips that I've been on.
When was that?
That was December to January 2021.
Oh, okay.
2021 going into 2022. So I spent New Year's there.
That's really nice. That is okay. Well, as you can see, y'all, I have a world traveler with me, and she just gave y'all some really fun stories and really good tips as well. Thank you, Ray, for being on the show, and I hope y'all have a really good day.
Thanks for
All right,
having me.
of course. Come back next time to Blue Funk Radio for more. Bye.